Alright, now hello and welcome. This time we are in the beautiful capital of Slovenia, Ljubljana. As you can see, it's pretty busy, but in this video it's going to be a little bit different. We are going to explore off the beaten track. I'm going to show you some hidden gems that you should see while you're in Ljubljana. Anyway, let's get started. From surprises hidden in plain sight to slightly more daring adventures, let me show you my own hand-picked 9 hidden gems that you may want to add to your itinerary for when you're visiting Ljubljana for yourself. Anyway, let's get right into it, shall we? So, starting off at number 1 and first on the list is just a short 5-minute walk from the city centre, and it's something that if you do walk past may attract a confused glance if you happen to notice it at all. Well, it's a cyanometer, an instrument which measures the blueness of the sky but also changes colour to match it. It's not only an artistic piece but a scientific instrument too, which takes photos of the sky for research but also collects data for air quality. This is quite a fitting little hidden gem, as it's completely self-sufficient, being powered by solar energy in a city which was voted Europe's greenest capital in 2016. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little spot, and if you're lucky, you might see a very handsome chap in the reflection. Alright now, and moving on to the next hidden gem is something which is a little more hidden in plain sight. Now can you see it? You've got 3 seconds. No, you can't see it. Great, that means it is a hidden gem and I can include it in this video. Great news. Right there. Created by an anonymous French artist who goes by the name of Invader, he leaves retro game looking art pieces such as this around many cities across the world. Of course, he has pieces all over Ljubljana too, 42 in total actually, which you can usually recognise straight away by their mosaic-like look. So whether you've got kids or just want to keep yourself on your toes a little more while exploring the city, trying to find as many as you can be a really fun addition while exploring the city. I'll link Invader's actual website in the description, which shows the location of all the pieces if you want to tick them all off. And before we move on, I'm saving the best till last, so make sure you stick around until the end. Now, coming in at number 3 are the Faces of Locksmith Street. Located just off from the wonderful riverside in the old town. If you walk along the main strip, where the bars and restaurants are, you'll find a dark and narrow alleyway. And though this location is obviously right in the centre of the city, it's still a pretty cool little spot which I think you might miss. Anyway, what makes it special are the 700 bronze faces which are laid in a gully on the floor, all wearing a strange array of different expressions. Though this isn't the kind of attraction which is going to make your jaw drop, it's still a pretty cool little art piece which you can easily fit in while exploring the rest of the city. And by the way, don't worry, I'll link all the locations of each hidden gem featured in this video in the video description down below, so you can save them and find them for yourself. Coming up next at number 4 is something for those who are a little more daring. Located in Tivoli Park is the old abandoned and luxury Hotel Bellevue. Originally looking something like this, the remaining ruins of the building offer a stark contrast to what once was. And of course, I just want to make it clear, with any abandoned place, you enter at your own risk and must exercise caution when exploring. The potential for danger when entering these places should not be taken lightly. Originally being built as a hotel in 1909, fast forwarding to almost 100 years later, it was sold and became a dance club. After this, numerous fires destroyed the building, and after changing hands once more, it has since been left in ruin. The building is pretty extensive and interesting to explore, and will certainly leave you feeling a little on edge. In total, there are 3 floors, but again, be aware of the danger of climbing up to the upper floors and constantly assess risk and make decisions for your own safety accordingly. On the top floor is an attic where you can see the true extent of damage to the roof from the fires. And it can also be handy to remember, even if you aren't willing to go inside,
it could also be just as interesting to gaze upon from the outside and explore the outer grounds. Right, let's get rid of that creepy music, please.
And so the next hidden gem is just in this square here, where all these flags are, and it's a Saturday, it's absolutely dead, don't know where everyone is. Anyway, I'll turn you around, and it is right here.
Standing here is a grand monument, unveiled in 1975, 30 years after liberation from Nazi occupation at the end of World War II. This tall bronze structure is a fascinating memorial to gaze upon, but can also help you to appreciate the sacrifice of Yugoslavian partisans who helped rebel against the occupation of fascist Italian and German forces within Ljubljana. This is a monument which may perhaps be slowly forgotten over the course of time, but for me stands as a testament to such incomprehensible parts of human history which we ought not to forget. And coming up next, right beside the Revolution Monument, is the front facade of the National Assembly building. Again, I just thought it was something that was pretty quirky and a little bit odd. The sculptures are pretty interesting anyway, so you may want to add it to your list. And since it's right next to the Revolution Monument, and only just over a 5-minute walk from the centre, you can tick off 2 in one go. Now, I may be reaching with this hidden gem just a little bit, but bear with me. Of course, you'll find yourself exploring the centre of the old town with the incredibly delightful Roba Fountain. From here, it's not hard to spot the gorgeous yellow tower of St. Nicholas's Cathedral, and no doubt you'll see the intriguing bronze doors along the front too. But believe it or not, apparently loads of people actually miss its more impressive counterpart just round the corner. This is known as the Slovene Door, at 7th on the list, and as doors go, I've got to say this one is pretty cool. But let's be real, you probably have seen it, but did you notice this little detail? The face of the creator hidden at the bottom of the door. Now, if you find yourself exploring the city through the day and fancy some peace and quiet with a nice view, I've got you covered. Walking along the bright riverside, we actually found this spot by mistake. Around a 20-minute walk from the centre, we stumble upon a lovely little cafe where you can get a refreshing drink, lunch, cocktail or a mocktail like me, while enjoying some really pleasant views overlooking the river. And if you're lucky, you may even make some little friends too, and the walk back is pretty pleasant also. And as a little surprise, see if you can find this wonderful church on the other side of the river while heading back into the city. And now finally, saving the best till last, is an amazing former army barracks which has been turned into an open art display. Though I will admit, this is still a popular attraction in Ljubljana, but with it being a 20-minute walk out from the city centre, I thought quite a few people may not bother to see it or may just not know about it at all. So I wanted to include it especially just to make sure that you don't miss it. The place is so worth exploring. Personally, it far exceeded my expectations and was much more extensive than I expected. And some of the artwork is just stunning. And anyway, I hope that you found this video helpful and that there's also some extra sites you can add to your list for your visit to Ljubljana. But if you do want a more general guide for the main attractions in the city, I'd strongly recommend you watch my main vlog, which I'll link in the top right. What a coincidence, eh? Oh, and also, you absolutely have to visit Lake Bled, which is just insane. Which, guess what? I also have a video for. I'll leave that in the bottom right. You may as well just subscribe at this rate. Goodbye.